Good morning, second graders. It is Monday, April 13th, week 5 of our videos. Moving right along. I hope you're doing great at home. I hope you had an awesome Easter weekend. Hope you were able to celebrate with your family. I know it wasn't as normal as we usually have them, but hopefully you did something special with your family. All right, we're going to jump right onto our language paper today because it's a review about verbs, subjects, nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. So I'm going to go over the box on page 289. It says remember, and then I have 3 of the sentences on the board, and then we're going to walk through the front of the page. Okay, so just a reminder, a verb is a word that shows action. The subject tells who or what did the action of the verb. A noun is a person, place, or thing. Some nouns are also subjects in the sentence. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. It often answers the question what kind or how many about the noun. An adverb is a word that describes a verb that tells how the action of the verb was done. All right, so if we look at your paper, number 1 says to read the sentences, then draw 2 lines under the verbs. So I have the first one on the board. I have actually the first 3 sentences. I'm going to have you do the 4th one on your own. But we're going to do the first 3 each step. So step 1, reread the sentence. Ben quickly ate the red apple. Okay, it says to draw 2 lines under each verb. So what is our verb in Ben quickly ate the red apple? Okay, our verb would be ate. That is our action word. Number 2 says draw 1 line under each subject. Remember, some sentences may have more than one subject. So Ben quickly ate the red apple. Ben is my subject, so he has 1 line. Step 3 says find and draw boxes around all the nouns, even if they're the subject. Okay, so Ben is a noun. Quickly, no. Ate the red, no. Apple, here is our other noun. Step 4, look at the nouns and draw a circle around each box. Sorry. Let me try that again. Look at the noun and draw a circle around each adjective. Draw a small arrow from the adjective to the noun it describes. Okay, there's nothing describing Ben, but red describes what kind of apple. Okay, that's our only adjective. B says look at the verbs, draw a circle around each adverb. Then draw a small arrow from the adverb to the verb it describes. Ben quickly ate the red apple. Okay, we ask ourselves 8. How did he eat? Quickly. So this would be our adverb, and we draw a line to the verb. Okay, that's the first sentence. So you got quite a lot of steps here. Okay, then it says the small boy said the Bible verse perfectly. Step 1, we read the sentence. Then draw 2 lines under the verb. The small boy said the Bible verse perfectly. What is the verb? Said. Okay, next step, we need to find the subject. The subject in our sentence is boy, so I underline it 1 time. Number 3, find and draw boxes around all the nouns, even the subjects. Okay, so boy is a noun. Let's see, our Bible would be, it's going to describe verse. So boy is really the only noun in the sentence there, because Bible in this one is going to describe the verse. Okay, so step 4, look at the nouns, draw a circle around each adjective. Okay, small is describing boy. So here our verse would be a noun. Okay, and Bible is describing verse. Okay, so that's our adjectives. Step 5, look at the verbs and draw a circle around each adverb. Well, perfectly is how it was said, so that is our adverb. Sorry, I got distracted on that one. There was someone outside mowing, and they were really close to the window, and it distracted me. All right, let's look at the next one. The huge lion walked proudly. Okay, draw 2 lines under each verb. We have walked. Okay, then the next step, draw a line under the subject. Okay, then step 3, box the nouns. Step 4, huge is describing lion, so it's an adjective. Adjectives describe your nouns. Okay, then we need your adverb. How did we walk? Proudly. Okay. All right, you're going to try the last sentence on your own. See if you can do that. If you have any questions, ask your parents or let me know. On the back, it says, number 1, read the sentences. Choose an adverb from the box that describes the word in each blank. Remember that adverbs tell how the action of the verb is done. So you're going to read the sentence, and then you have quickly, quietly, hard, softly, sweetly, gently, slowly, loudly, high, and rapidly as choices. Okay? For your adverbs, you're going to put them in the sentence. For example, high in the mountains, the wind blows. Could blow softly, loudly, quietly, any of those. So you choose one to go in the sentence. Number 2 says to read the sentences. Think of an adjective to write in each blank. Remember, an adjective tells what kind or how many. Okay, that is your language. Let me get the board erased. I hope you guys are working on counting by 3s and 2s and 4s. I know it's hard not being in the classroom, but if you practice writing those every day, it would be great. The 4s are kind of new, which in 3rd grade we'll go over all of it again. But 3s, you got to get down. They are very important. I believe this week they will come in handy. They're the ones we have to know. All right, so while I'm doing this, let's count my 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, well, come 6, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36. All right. We're going to need our board today. We're going to talk about change today. When you go to the store, you don't always have the exact amount of money. Sometimes you have more, so you have to get change back. For example, we're going to talk about Andrew buying this coffee mug just because he only had $10 and it cost $6. Doesn't mean he pays $10. The cashier, the person that works at the cash register, will give you money back if you have more than enough to pay for it. Andrew bought a Moose coffee mug at the Rocky Mountain National Park gift shop. The mug cost $6. Andrew gave the clerk $10. So did he have enough money? Yes. Did he pay too much money? Yes. Should Andrew get some money back? Yes. The money Andrew gets back is called change. So the way to figure that out, I'm going to switch markers, is we have $10, so he paid $10, and it's only $6. So we're going to line up our math problem, okay, and then we got to subtract. 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 0, 0. All right, can I take 0 minus 6? Can I have nothing and take 6 away? Well, no, okay? So I have to borrow from the 1 here, becomes a 0. This becomes 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. You make sure you bring your decimal point down and your dollar sign. So he got $4 in change back. Okay, so if you look at your book, I always say this, guys, I always say books. I hope you're laughing because it's so silly. It's pages, pages, pages. If you look at page 289, I'll go ahead and read the front. It says, number 1, find the perimeter of the front of the tent. Remember, you add all the sides together. Number 2, write the answers. The first 3 we should have. That last one, 1 meter equals how many centimeters? 1 meter equals how many centimeters? Do you know it? I hope you said 100. 100. Number 3, write your products. So watch your numbers you're multiplying. 4, write the time. Mark the circle to show AM or PM. Number 5, write the sum. And number 6, you have a story problem and they tell you what to do on that. Okay? On the back, it says, Grandma and Grandpa drove the children up Trail Ridge Hill. Let me try that again. Trail Ridge Road, where there's a snack and a gift shop near the top of the mountain. Number 1, how much change did each person receive? So they each had, A and B had $5. One spent B has $15 minus 11, and then C had $20 minus 17. All right, so let's look at the first one. It's pretty easy to figure out. Okay. They had $5 and they spent $3. Pretty easy to figure out. We know this is 0 and 0, and then 5 minus 3 is 2. So good practice on bringing that decimal point down and doing your dollar sign. Okay. All right, so I think B and C, I think they're pretty basic. You're just gonna subtract them and that's how much change that we get. So let's look at number 2. Mark the circle under the correct amount of change each person received. So Jenny paid $10 for a book that costs $10. Well, you can do 10 minus 6 here, and 10 minus 6 is $4. Grandpa paid $20 for a hat that costs $15. So you do 20 minus 15, which is 3, 5, or 10. 5. And number 3, it says the gift shop and visitor center is 10,000 plus 1,000 plus 7,000 plus 90 plus 8 feet above sea level. Okay, so you take those numbers and add them together. You take the 1 from the 10,000, 1 from the 1,000, you have 11,000, comma. Then you need 798, 11,798. And B, you know how to do those with the stars. All right, I hope that you understand that. Sorry for the distraction. They're mowing outside and it's really distracted me today. I am sorry about that, guys. All right, that is language and math. We're gonna look at science and we're starting a new part of science. We're on page 104 and it's starting chapter 5. It says how scientists discover God's world, enjoying science investigation. Your vocab words here are microscope, telescope, and investigate, which I so wish we were at school because I have a new fun microscope this year to use, and I was hoping we would get to look at it and see the different slides that I have with it during this part of science. So if we come back, we will definitely get that out and so you guys can see the microscope and see how to use it. All right, so you're gonna read page 104, and then on 105, you have experiments, method, and prediction. You have data, some people say data, some people say data. Science information gathered through observation and experiments, and then theory, an idea to explain how something works. So it says, how does science work? It's gonna talk about the scientific method. It's going to have step 1, science, observe and ask questions. You are sometimes already a scientist because you've already done these things. You've kind of done them if you're playing outside with something or even with your toys, or boys, if you're building Legos, you got a prediction what you think it's going to look like. On number 2, you guess and predict. Or if you're racing cars, Atlas and Benjamin, I know you both enjoy doing that at recess, and you race to see which one is the fastest. So, and then you would guess before you did it. So it's kind of like being a scientist. So you observe and ask questions, then scientists guess and predict. Then on page 106, step 3 is scientists experiment and gather data. So they do the experiment and then they gather the information. And then the scientists will study their data and then they share it with other people. So you're going to read 106 and then 107, it's putting those steps in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, remember not to write in your book. And then on page, make sure I got the right page, 108 is practice the scientific method with plants. How does water affect the growth? So you can, maybe something you want to wait a couple weeks for. If mom and dad have the stuff, it would be a great experiment to try. And then you could kind of copy on a piece of paper page 109 because you can't write in your book, but you guys could try this at home. It would be awesome to try and see how well it goes. All right, and that is our science for the day. Moving on to different things and animals and stuff. So I hope you have an awesome Monday, and I will see you on Tuesday.